Good evening and welcome to the Transparency. Thank you guys for sticking around with the delay. Welcome. Tonight's episode, the Idaho4, and this is an open letter from all of Truth and Transparency. So you guys are going to help out, but first, check it out. Again, welcome moderators, members, subscribers, lurkers. Hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down. You're going to have an opinion at some point. Make yourself known.
We begin with breaking news out of North Idaho.
Just a moment ago, Moscow police confirmed 4 people were found dead in a home.
Xana Kernodle. Ethan Chapin. Madison Mogan. So Haley Goncalves. They shared everything. They came here together. They eventually get into the same apartment together. And in the end, they died together.
Let me get the names exactly right here. We know that Xana and Ethan were at a different party on campus.
On September 12th, there was a vandal alert that was sent out about a potential stabbing threat on Paradise Path. Does this have any connection with what we've seen so far?
Not that we know of it, but we're following everything.
Roommates who lived at that residence. Were the roommates home at the time of the attack?
There was other people home at that time, but we're not just focusing just on them.
Let's talk about that. There was other people home at that time. Did you guys catch that part? There was other people home at that time. He couldn't just say, yeah, the roommates were home. There was other people home at that time.
Focusing on everybody that may be coming and going from that residence.
So since they were home, was it a hostage situation? And then
No, it was not.
they didn't call it into police. And so then were they injured? They didn't call it into police, so were they injured?
What's up, Boston?
No one that we're not going to talk to. There's no one we're not going to interview. There's no one that we're not going to look into. And we're going to do our due diligence. We're going to make sure that nothing goes undone.
I know you said when the call came in, it was for an unconscious person, and also that was a stabbing. It seems, just from an outside perspective looking in, like that would be not the first thing a person calling in would think.
You're right. But the
What a great question. Nobody is stabbed to death and someone thinks that it's just an unconscious person. Also, make that times 4.
report that we got was that it was an unconscious individual. It wasn't until our officers arrived on scene, went in to do caregiving check on the individual who was unconscious, that we found the scene that we found.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
That should answer anybody's questions that are confused on how this whole thing got called in. Again, it was an unconscious person was what they were being called out there for. And it wasn't until then he said, Fry, who's running for sheriff, he's chief, who the state says that they're not going to call to the stand. It wasn't until they got there that they found the scene that they found.
Hi, Heather Roberts with ABC News. Just to follow up on what she asked, so the other 2 roommates were there at the time of the attack?
All the information that we have from our investigation is that, yes, they were.
Okay, but they were unhurt?
All the information that we have from our investigation.
That is correct.
So is there any explanation as to why it took so long then for someone to call 911? you have surviving witnesses to an incident at 3 or 4 in the morning, and the 911 call didn't come until noon?
I don't think I ever said that they were witnesses. I said they were.
Okay. I don't think I ever said they were witnesses. Can I get a witness? Come on, guys. Happy Monday. It's still summertime. I'm going to enjoy it as long as I can. Wait, what was that again? I don't think I ever said that they were witnesses, surviving witnesses.
There. So, we don't know why that call came in at noon and not in the middle of the night.
That would be a huge part of the investigation, is to find out, why that didn't happen. Like, you would think you would already know that answer right now. We don't even know that answer.
Would have we loved for that to have happened? Yes, but that's not how it took place. So that's why we're investigating everything still, to try to pull all the pieces together.
Were they one of the people, were they the 911 caller?
At this point in time, I'm not going to divulge who our 911 caller is, just because I want to keep the integrity of the investigation at this point. Okay.
What? Wait. How does the caller fuck up the integrity of this investigation? Think about it. Also, we're going to talk about why would mainstream media, or I'm sorry, not mainstream media, but why would the police make it known to mainstream media? And then also the Goncalves family said it too, that the families got cut off from being told things. Why was that why would you even announce that?
Okay. And last question.
I do want to take a moment of silence for our girl. I do believe that Destiny Martin was in a car accident and that she lost her life. That was Destiny Martin, the one that pretended to be a media personnel. We are getting confirmation, but if you guys remember Destiny Martin, she weaseled her way in. God love her for it. And I believe that she was killed in a car crash. I've reached out to try to get confirmation. So I don't know if you guys know that, but wanted to put that out there. Rest in peace, Destiny. So I'm going to do the questions for you tonight, Destiny, and in honor of you. Yes, another car crash. How? The stabbing was originally used, which is confirmed in this dialogue between Fry and the inside reporter, as Fry does not correct her and he says, "You are correct," okay? And then Fry tries to explain that it was a sequence of events, which was a report of an unconscious person that led to the discovery of the scene. Okay, so who started the rumor that would be spoke by Christy Goncalves? My niece called around 1:30 p.m. and said she had I talked to Kaylee, something bad had happened.
My niece called me and she was freaking out and she said, "Christy, have you talked to Kaylee?" And I said, "Yesterday, like last night." And she said, something bad happened.
There was a party last night and someone came in and shot the place up.
The Goncalves family
That's
says
crazy.
they want to do anything they can to help the investigation, but believe investigators could be missing the mark.
Imagine if you're a parent and you have pertinent information to this, like that dog, and you're asking me to just shut up. It's not going to happen. I'm going to find a microphone and I'm going to talk to it and I'm going to tell people this is important. Whether it helps solve the case or not, how can you eat that? How could you suppress that? It's something you know could help your child and help everyone in that house find justice. But you can't force them to ask you the question.
Christy Goncalves speaks about what she believes happened in the early morning hours of November 13th.
And went in very methodical. I think he really thought it out. I think he was quick. I think it was quiet, and he got in, and he got out.
A complete timeline of the University of Idaho, the University of Idaho in Moscow, Idaho. I'll be stopping this at different times. I made this back in the day. Pulling out the vault. But first, what do you think? First of all, the first question is so our first question to the open letter to the Goncalves family, Steve, what did you mean by that you had pertinent information and you had information that was like what the dog had? So basically, the dog has information that a lot of people think that if the dog could speak, the dog could tell you who the killer is. So I'm curious on what you guys think that pertinent information is, and why he felt like it's being suppressed, that people won't ask him the certain questions. So curious what you guys think. Go ahead and put it in chat if you guys remember that interview back in the day. Again, welcome to all the new members, all the OG members. Some ringing bells. Welcome. David. Tax Max, welcome. Tax Max Fax Thunderclap. Wow, that's a lot right there. Again, welcome. I always felt that the Goncalves wanted, from my understanding, they were never interviewed. So when I broke down who I thought the first 38 people were interviewed, because law enforcement kept saying we interviewed 38 people, I immediately said, okay, well, let's just take out all the family members because they're over here saying that they were never interviewed. So I'll agree with Steve. I think it's wild if they weren't interviewed. I think Ann Taylor feels that way too. Like, who was making the decisions on who would be interviewed and who wouldn't be? Why are we going right in an investigation instead of going left? Things like that. So, let's check it out. Tampa Bay versus Seattle. I wanted to make sure there we go. The Tampa Bay Seattle game, it was early.
Guys have added value. I mean, you, Olivia, found the Twitch video that actually solidified the timeline.
We watched the ring video that showed them pulling up, and we're like, that's them.
We watched the ring video. Okay, the ring video of them pulling up, that's them. We watched the ring video. I don't know if you guys ever knew that back in the day. So check. I believe that Jack D was able to get the Goncalveses because he knew the corner house there. He was able to get the Goncalveses, like he was like the go-between, and he was able to give the Goncalveses stuff like that. They saw the ring camera. I think that they were probably, I bet you they saw the ring camera before law enforcement saw the ring camera, just so you guys know that. Steve gave a bunch of interviews, and then all of a sudden we hear in one of the most recent ones that he was actually at urgent care in the morning. I thought that was wow. That's a pretty big important part of the, like, I went to urgent care in the morning, then I came home to watch like the game, but that was left out all the way just until like, I want to say like a month or two ago. Whenever he did that interview with Chris whatever his name is.
It's 1:56. That's what time they got home, and there's the car leaving, and yeah.
So we're working.
And I have my phone. Kaylee's phone is my phone, so we saw all the calls that she had made, and we with an exact.
Kaylee's phone is my phone. Kaylee's phone is my phone. Okay, let me tell you what that means, you guys. I did this with my sons. So I wanted to like track everything. Kaylee's phone is my phone. You can then like, there's no way in college that I would allow my parents to see what I was doing. Okay. My parents would have been like, what the hell are you doing? You're grounded. You guys. No, when you want to say connect, you could see those calls. If they're on the same plan, then maybe that's what they mean. But if they're actually able to see, like, you guys can't see missed calls. If I was calling somebody and they don't pick up, it's a missed call on that end. That does not show up in my bank or in my call log. It has to be a landed call in some aspects. It either has to be a call that, when you're talking about like looking just at phone records, it has to be a call that's answered or that your voicemail answers. Oh, email me. I can help you out. Depends on what kind of phone you have.
I reached out to every person she called. I had them send screenshots of the communications that had happened on that day, of texts with my sister, of the call with my sister. How long was your phone conversation with?
Okay, so let me just put this to you guys out. Okay, listen. That Ring camera footage is really, really good because I've seen some of it on different nights. And so my only hang up here would be if in fact it's that good, which I believe it is, how can you not get why isn't Brian Kober taking a deal? If it's him, if you got that car, if it's his car, why wouldn't Brian Kober try to take a deal here and like people like to do and take deals and to save your life and not, be shot at, I guess. That Ring camera can't be as explosive as people like to say that it would be. What kind of vehicle was the guy driving when he dropped off the girls? It's probably that guy saying, "That's me. That's me." You know what I mean? Like he's yep, that's me. That's my truck. Yeah, that's me. This.
With her, just to do whatever I could in those first few hours, because unfortunately, by the time we even found out, they've been gone for more than 12 hours.
What America needs to know, we have a moment in time to make an impact, do our due diligence, listen to what people are saying, write down deep notes, and you can be a part of solving it and work on it. Anyone who thinks that one officer or one department can do this alone, 4 people, they're crazy.
Yeah.
This takes the whole community. This takes all of us to solve. We can't put this on one man, one officer, one police person, one deputy, one sheriff. We have to all come together and say, you know what, this is on us. Are we going to let these people exist and go undetected? Or are we all going to come together and say, this is enough? We're going to.
When he says, like, are we going to let these people go undetected? I don't know if he means it in a sense of, like, anybody that's a bad person. Are we going to let those type of people go undetected? Or is he truly meaning plural here? So, again, remember, this was recorded when this interview happened. It was right before the arrest of Brian Kober. It came out after the arrest, but this was all done right before the arrest. It was like December 30th, December 29th, something like that. December 27th. When Kaylee and Maddie had their celebration of life. It was that weekend.
Stomp this guy out of our community. And I'm telling you right now, we're coming for you. Yeah. You're going to get stomped out.
Yeah. I feel like America is being.
I agree right there. But hey, every white Elantra is Brian Kohlberger's, you guys. I had DoorDash just deliver to me with a white Honda Elantra. I told the guy. I told the guy he needs to stop in his path and I need to record him because I'm doing and making a documentary. So I'm going to need to record you and you're going to need to get out. And when I say what's your name, you're going to say Brian. I don't care if it's Tom. I don't care what your name is, but when I say, oh, thanks so much, what's your name? I want to give you a good review. I want you to say Brian, okay? Okay, girl. That's what I made my DoorDash.
Added value.
It was a white Elantra. I had to.
Olivia found the Twitch video that actually solidified the timeline.
We watched the ring video that showed them pulling up, and we're like, that's them. It's 1:56. That's what time they got home. And there's the car leaving, and yeah.
So we're working.
And
She just said, "There's the car leaving." So that leads me to believe that I don't think the driver drove a truck. Just saying. I mean, there's the car. I don't know. Is that saying there's a truck?
You're going to get stoned out.
Yeah. I feel like
America is behind this case. I think all of the world is behind this case. They want to know what happened. So I want to tell you guys, I think we should all forget what we have been told. This is how I felt back then. This is still how I feel. If you're listening to mainstream media, failed.
Explain all the things that they did.
Yeah, they Ubered out together. They only went to known locations that they had been.
They only went to known locations that they had been to before. So I don't know if she's just saying that it was the, corner club and then just the grub truck, or if there's other locations, but it is plural. So I don't know if corner club was the first stop. I do know that I have Kaylee and Maddie unaccounted for from basically the time of going to I don't know if they went to the football game. I don't know if they just tailgated for the football game. I don't know if they watched it at someone's house, but I know for a fact I have them unaccounted for from 7 to 10 p.m. And I only did 7. I said 7 because if they were watching the game started at 4. It was over around 7:30. So I'm just curious of what they were doing.
Private driver.
They had a private driver. I apologize. It was a private driver that they had actually used before, so they knew him. They had a relationship with this individual.
Knew him as a family member, and he really helped us.
Yeah.
He turned us on to food truck stuff.
Yeah.
He's a great person.
Good people. And then only went to known locations with known people, traveled only together on well-lit, known streets to get food before taking a private ride from the same individual who would pick them up.
Okay, so that's going to be really, really interesting for me. So that guy took them out. Then that guy picked them up, right? So then what did Jack Showalter try? What was he thinking? Why was he even thinking that he was going to be taking them home? So I cannot wait for Jack Showalter to take the stand. He's really, really going to be interesting because I think that for the jury, you're going to see what you would, if Ann Taylor wants to portray him as somebody that could have been pissed. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. But I'm saying Ann Taylor can throw out anything she wants.
To go eat after a night of drinking, being 21, Ubering out, Ubering home with your friend,
We're totally shot.
and then going to bed.
And we're doing everything the way that you tell your kid to go. Don't be two girls all by yourself. Have somebody there that can walk with you. Everything was perfect. Everything was good.
Yeah.
All the way up to where they went to bed and went to sleep.
Yeah.
And that I can't control. As a family, we can't control what happens when you go to sleep.
Yeah.
When you go to sleep, that's us as society. We have to determine, are we going to let these people be out here that can do whatever they did, sneak into a house, whatever it was? Are we going to allow that to be? Are we going to allow that to be okay?
All right, so what are the odds here that Brian Kohlberger's phone stops being at the network or whatever they want to say and doesn't do anything from 2:47 a.m. To 4:48 a.m. And then what are the odds that Kaylee and Maddie, they don't make another phone call until their last phone call is 2:52 within 5 minutes of that. But just talk about the odds of that. It's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah.
Because we all go to bed at night.
Yeah, what was their flaw? They didn't have a nanny cam in their home? What could they have done to be more
They
safe?
locked the door perfectly.
Yeah. It's Moscow, Idaho. It's safe.
I wonder about the door because Kaylee was a door locker. She would come
totally
here,
was.
and so I question that all the time. Like, why wasn't the door locked? Why wasn't the door locked?
that's not what society's built. You don't say, oh, well, you didn't lock the door, so you deserve to die in your sleep. You don't do that. We have to make a society where these people show red flags, we identify them, we address them, and then we remove them from hurting other people.
The phone call the Goncalves family received on November 13th.
So I thought it was interesting. I want to remind you guys that they put a vandal alert to shelter in place, even though the people were killed in their homes. I think that that's ironic.
Is one they'll never forget.
We were, it was Sunday around
We were watching football.
1-ish, and we were
like
watching
every
football.
family, or a lot of families on Sunday.
And
we were watching
our
football.
son was here. Everybody was home except for she was down at her home
We
in LA.
gather on Sunday.
She was down at her home. Except for her, she was down at her home.
My niece called me and she was freaking out and she said, Christy, have you talked to Kaylee?
I was told that.
You were told what? How? When?
A lot of families on Sunday.
And
we were watching
our
football.
son was here. Everybody was home except for she was down at her home
We
in LA.
gather on
And
Sunday.
my niece called.
I think the sorority sister might have stayed at my daughter's house or not, but knew at 8:30, and there was a narrative discovered and built, and two people who were really important to the case I don't think they did it. I think they thought it was a shakedown. I do not think any student did it.
Right.
But I think that they all
nobody
know
told you
far
that,
more
right?
than
That's
they're
something
saying.
that when it comes to the shakedown stuff.
Well, I know
That's
that
not
he-
something that your daughter
Well,
told you
the
that she
shakedown
thought it was a
stuff. Oh
shakedown.
no, that I was told. No, I was told that.
You were told what? How? When were you told that?
It was a drug house that they were there, the creeper was there, and there were people there.
Okay.
And
Hold on.
to buy
Hold on. Who told you this? And when was this told?
My child told me this. This was in the beginning. That
And
there
she
were
was told by the student from University of Idaho?
the student's girlfriend from University of Idaho.
Okay. Where did she get that information from?
My daughter told me is that she got it from the Wi-Fi.
Oh, she got it from the sorority.
Yeah, she got it from the sorority. That's what she told me at the time.
1, 2, 3, 4. Almost as though they're walking in single file. Out at night at 3 o'clock in the morning, actually closer to 3:12 in the morning. And as you watch those four figures, remember, police say the murders happened between 3 and 4 in the morning. Did those people see something? Who are they? Have police tracked them down, asked them any questions, ruled them out? And again, if they're ruled out, did they see something as they were on foot, walking just steps away from where the murders happened? We do not have the answers to this, any of it. But as usual, our senior national correspondent, Brian Enton, is live on the case. And tonight he is standing in that exact location, right where that body cam action took place. So, Brian, for us looking at it on television, it's hard to get the exact perspective of where the officers were standing, what direction their body cams were pointing, and where those four mysterious figures were walking from and to, and how far away they were from the actual murder scene. So can you take me there and help us get a feel?
Yeah, it's very confusing when you're looking at the body camera video, so hopefully we can give you some perspective. This is Band Field. This is where the alcohol call came in. The young men were here in the field when the police first showed up. That is the Sigma Chi fraternity house right there. So the police walked those young men across the street. This is Taylor Avenue, right to this spot right here. I was able to identify it because of the fire extinguisher. And they were standing in this spot, the young men, and the body camera video was pointing.
You wake up in the morning on November 13th. Can you just describe your day?
So I don't remember like exactly when I woke up. I just remember like waking up and opening up my Snapchat, and there were dozens of Snapchat messages in all the group chats. And I just remember like it was just kind of whack. And then like I got up and I was like getting ready for work, and then like when I kind of like woken up a little bit more, I started to go through them because I did not want to have to read a lot of shit early in the morning. And then yeah, I ended up like I was just sitting there scrolling through it, and then yeah, opened up the messages, and then there it was. It was like, holy shit, did you guys hear about what happened? Like, blah, 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 blah. And I'm scrolling up, and there's just, I mean, lines and lines and lines of text. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone's awake. I mean, and this is before 9:30 on a Sunday. And I remember that because I had to go to work, and I ended up not going because I wanted to be with my brothers, right? Kind of obvious. But yeah, and like I don't remember what exact time I woke up, but I remember like, yeah, we were all talking about it. We all knew about it. And like my boss and my coworkers were texting me later, you know, asking me like if everything was okay, and they had even heard about things. They heard like it was a shooting and stuff like that. So, and yeah, it was kind of weird because like at the beginning, everyone said like at the beginning, like the very first messages where people were talking about the stabbings, or like a stabbing had occurred. And then it changed to an OD, and it was just kind of weird. Like looking back on it, it changed to an OD so quickly, and like nobody questioned it, and like we didn't question it either because we knew there were drugs in that house, and like just genuinely thought like, okay, they got a bad batch, and that's just what happened, right? Because you see it on the news. It happens in bigger cities.
So you said you had to go to work, and you said you had to be to work at 9:30. So this would have happened before, like you got to work.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this was definitely and it was like I don't know, 5-10 minute drive to work, and like I had to like get ready too. So you're talking like well before 9 o'clock in the morning at least.
Hi, Heather Roberts with ABC News. Just to follow up on what she asked, so the other two roommates were there at the time of the attack?
All the information that we have from our investigation is that yes, they were.
Okay, but they were unhurt.
That is correct.
So is there any...
Again, based off of all the information that our investigation has uncovered, just like that cast report that has you guys tracking the phone and the white car together, is it as accurate as that? Because if it's as accurate as that, oh boy, let's push all our chips in.
Any explanation as to why it took so long then for someone to call 911? You have surviving witnesses to an incident at 3 or 4 in the morning, and the 911 call didn't come until noon?
I don't think I ever said that they were witnesses. I said they were there. So, you know, we don't know why that call came in at noon and not in the middle of the night. Would have we loved for that to have happened? Yes, but that's not how it took place. So.
A big break in the case, a grainy image of a speeding car that could be the white Hyundai Elantra police are looking for. A night manager at this gas station in Moscow, Idaho, discovered surveillance video that showed a white sedan driving by on the night the 4 University of Idaho students were murdered. The timestamp says 3:45 a.m., right in the time frame in which police say the killings took place. The video has been handed over to police. It shows the car traveling on this road outside the gas station. It's just 1.2 miles from the house where the students were murdered.
Who's out at 3:45 a.m. speeding? And this is significant, Harris. Very.
All right, so Nancy Grace seems to think that that's Brian Culver's car. Gray Hughes seems to think that that's Brian Culver's car, or suspect vehicle 1. I do not think it is suspect vehicle 1. Because if you do the math on the time on when this car has to get back on over and be on cameras and stuff like that to be seen, like looping and swooping. Also, if this is the vehicle, it should have been so easy to track it from that point to the house. You would have been able to, there's a lot of cameras, residential cameras, that you would have been able to get. So I don't know if anybody did the math on where this car actually was and how it would have to turn around to get back on over. And
very significant. In a town.
8 to 9 a.m., Dave waking up to loads of Snapchat saying, did you hear? Did you hear? So I want to back that up just
of
right
a
there for
speeding
second.
car that could be the white Hyundai Elantra. Police are
were there. So, you know, we don't know why that call came in at noon and not in the middle of the night. Would have we loved for that to have happened? Yes, but that's not how it took place. So.
a big break in the case. A grainy image of a speeding car that could be the white Hyundai Elantra police are looking for. A night manager at this gas station in Moscow, Idaho, discovered surveillance video that showed a white sedan driving by on the night the 4 University of Idaho students were murdered. The timestamp says 3:45 a.m., right in the time frame in which police say the killings took place. The video has been handed over to police. It shows the car traveling on this road outside the gas station. It's just 1.2 miles from the house where the students were murdered.
Who's out at 3:45 a.m. speeding? And this is significant, Harris, very significant. In a town.
8 to 9 a.m. Dave wakes up to loads of Snapchat saying, "Did you hear what happened last night?" Shooting mentioned, just like what Christy heard. Snapchat group messages were they Christy and Dave's sources? Were they? Question. 9 a.m. Christy's call from her niece, but then she's trying to say, like, no, that would have been like at 1, she thought. Sabrina Bowling saying Kaylee was shot. 9 to 10, Christy starts calling Maddie, Jack, and Kaylee. No one is answering. Remember, we have to account for the Maddie, Kaylee, and Jack calls. So I'm curious on what time those calls were. Remember, Kaylee's was going straight to voicemail and Maddie's was ringing. Also, I want to know if when Jack woke up in the morning, when he would have seen that obviously Kaylee was calling, Maddie had a phone call in there, as well as Christy, did he ever make a phone call out to them? How did that all happen? So I'm curious to know Jack D's calls when he woke up in the morning. What's up? Where's Chloe? Back up to this first timeline insert, 11/13/2022, 9/11, 3:38 a.m. call. This was, which I thought was a call when I originally made this, but then I realized how Moscow, Idaho works, and it was actually the undercovers called this in, okay? But I want you to take a look where this Troy road is here, where that's where the gas station is. And this is where they say that they have this vehicle, speeding away or whatever. Is there any way, chance, is it possible that could have been, and I went over and I said, I don't think that it could be. I don't think it leaves in time to be the undercover car, because they're handling a, unless that clock's not right, but they're handling a sign issue when they detained 2 boys. I don't even want to say detained, stopped them and said, "What the hell are you doing with a sign?" So now Republic on Main, that's identity, where the apartments were, where those 2 kids were walking back with the sign. So at the 3:45 time, they're on camera with those boys. So I eliminated that vehicle. I believe that doesn't belong to the hybrid car, which is the cops' undercover car. Also, are these Moscow, Idaho undercovers, or are they working for the, the sheriff? Like whose undercover is this? I'm trying to get clarification on that. Is it Moscow, Idaho police, or is it like a task force? Is it with the Latah County Sheriff's Department? What was this undercover? I mean, no one's really answered that. If it's Moscow police that was running that, or if it could have been the Sheriff's Department. Again, remember 2:42, allegedly Brian Colbert, that's what they try to say, leaves his house. I don't believe that that's accurate. 2:47 a.m., that's when they said the phone's offline. 2:45 a.m., Brian's car, Suspect Vehicle 1 is seen on camera, WSU. 2:53, car is seen in the same area 8 minutes later than where it was at 2:45. That's why I believe it's all bullshit. But it is right outside of Brian's Coffee House Apartments. You could take for what it is, but that's the truth, where it's located. 3:38 a.m., the same officer from the Banfield citation, Officer Josh Tisdale, his wife was the dispatch on the 911 for the homicides. I'm starting to realize when I've done my investigation into Brian Drake's case that the dispatch people, you might think that they're squeaky clean, but they're not. They're part of the good old boys. And so she ends up marrying Josh. And I found out why you want to get all buddy-buddy with the dispatch people, the girls there, because they're the ones that decide who goes where. And so when you get on really good terms with the dispatch people, they're going to send you to the good calls. They're not going to send you to the shit. That's what I was told. So, so again, Josh's wife was she was on that 911 call for the homicides. But yeah, he was involved in yet another plain clothing stop without anyone calling 911. They just took over and went to the guy with the sign. But this side, it was just, that's who was walking with that sign. By the way, they dropped his, he didn't get in any trouble for that sign. What a waste of fucking time. Jacob, did I say Josh? Yep, sorry, that's Jacob Tisdale. Yep. I did. I meant Jacob there. You like that there? Whoops. Josh, Jacob, it's all the same shit. Lana, right? The speeding white car, or the speeding white looking car on the gas station camera, is in the area of the theft citation, which was eventually dismissed and not prosecuted by Moscow Police Department. Let's see if the body cam catches the white Elantra or the dash cam. So I wanted to see if they would have crossed paths even. But I don't think so. Not unless that mobile camera is off. So then I want to come here to this part. You guys don't get the to be continued part since I'm running it. We'll continue it right now. All right, so 6:30 a.m. kickoff Seattle football game. 8:30 was the Snapchats. Oops. Let this pass for a second. So I'll remind people what I found on the incident log that's out of order. So I think it's something that they should look into. So take this little clip right here. If you're going to clip this show, this is the part to clip. Now, again, Chrissy's saying that she received this call later. I have a hard time thinking that this call did not come in around 9:30 or 10:30. But okay, now at 11 a.m. or just shortly thereafter, 2 out of order police logs are visible on the Moscow police website. So check this out. This is at 11 a.m. Now, this would have been after when Bloom interviewed or asked these guys questions. They said it was such a slow Sunday morning. Okay. This morning was anything but slow. So here it is. Time reported 11:13. This is incident 22M09902. It's a controlled substance problem. Okay. 11:13. See, last two digits there, or last three is 902 at 11:13. Now check out this one. Last three digits up here. I think I already put up there. 11:33. It should go back, like in sequential order, like the next number, and it's not. It's actually the number before. So it's 9901, and it's a narcotics canine search. Narcotics canine search. Same area, 1133, but look at, it's at 901. It should be 903. So again, remember, so this is what's happening right before this call is about to come in. Drugs. Okay. Again, see 9902. That should come after the 9901. So something's off with that. Can't find this shit anymore, guys. Shit's long gone. But we have an issue. This is drugs, substance, a canine search, guys. Canine search. I wouldn't think that this would be considered a quiet morning. This is literally going to be 30, not even 25 minutes before the call. So officer requested the case at 11:13 a.m. Case number MP9902, controlled substance problem, report taken. But why would the next call that's at 11:33 be, so see, 11th? It doesn't make any sense. It should be the next number. It should be 9903. But it's 9901. Oh, and I said, where is ED Street in Maine? Do you guys know where that's at? I'll show you guys in case you don't know. Oh, Dutch Brothers is right by it. Look at that. See that corner right there? Do you know what's behind Dutch Brothers? That brewing, there you go. Hunga Dunga Brewery is right there too. They almost like share the same parking lot in the back. But right there, literally on the corner. So then I just show you guys the area a little bit. There's the Dutch Brothers right there. And then behind that, you can actually see it for a second there. Oh, for fuck's sake. So I was just looking over in that area. I mean, Sunday, 11:15 in the morning. Let's get the canines out here. And then boom. Meanwhile, there's quadruple homicide. That's the Hunga Dunga Brewery right there. Literally, that's like right behind where Dutch Brothers is. Next up, D Street in Maine are two streets that intersect at Kaylee's work, and right behind that is the place where Chapin took their formal dates that Friday night before, and allegedly possibly where someone worked in bus tables. I heard that Ethan did that. Again, remember like the Venmo coffee. So do you guys know that Chief Fry wanted to have a meet the chief with coffee? So he implemented this coffee meetup, monthly, like sit with the chief and sip coffee. Everybody loves their coffee in Idaho, man. It was a very quiet Sunday morning in Moscow before the 911 call came in. How would you ever say that? That's what they quoted the cops as saying. Again, 9:30 a.m. Dave doesn't go to work because of all of the snap messages about what happened on 1122 King. The PCA, Brian's phone pings off of the Moscow cell tower at 9:12 a.m. I'm just curious, did Brian receive the same info as Dave? Did he go on over there because of that? I don't believe so. That was just to say what's up. But so as good as that ring footage is, my question is to the Goncalves is the number one question I have is, what does the ring camera show that morning? When does activity start happening that morning? What's going on between 8:30 and noon? That to me is like very, very, like that's where my questions are. You know, who was over in that area between 8:30 a.m. and noon? What's on that ring camera? So the only people that can know about the 1122 King Road murder hours before the 911 call and not call it in and be cleared within hours are the sorority and frats on the University of Idaho campus. But if anyone else hears about it and possibly shows up in the area, they are suspects. Body cam footage from 3:32 a.m. on 11/13/2022. TNC requested this December of 2022 and just received it May 31st, 2023. So I am wondering if there was dash cam because they would not give me the dash cam associated with that. I wanted the dash cam associated with that because basically Brian Kohlberger or who's ever in suspect vehicle 1, and I believe this hybrid should have crossed paths because of where they were located and where suspect vehicle 1 was located in the 700 block of Indian Hills. They should have crossed paths. And so it took them from my December of 2022 request. I did not get it until May 31st, 2023. I didn't get that body cam. 6 months. That's what made me realize that there was a lot of body cams that I didn't get. And so therefore I'm going to be resubmitting every body cam and dash cam that I asked for in connection with this case again to make sure that is anything that was supposedly, well, this is an active ongoing. That's what I was told if I couldn't get the body cam. I was told that it is part of an active investigation. But you can't sit here and tell me that the dash cam, they could give me the body cam, but they couldn't give me the dash cam. Was there no dash cam or is stuff on that dash cam? Because this dash cam literally, in my opinion, where the two locations are, if the cops are heading back to Moscow Police Department and that car is coming out of the Indian Hill area, like you're literally going to pass each other. And then that's when the cop, I believe, went up and around, decided to turn around to go back and chase down the stealer. But this is the see, you can see, look over here on the right hand side. This is the body cam that's Rosie's wearing, and you can see the car, see how it's driving. Look over to the right side, and then so I believe all of this distance, and even then some, it should have like this dash cam. And I just want to see the cars that are, but that's where they chose to start to give me this body cam. And you guys heard that beep, 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 like that. You go back and you listen to Linda Lane, that little beep beep, like honk honk. That means when you get out and you stop the car and you open up the door and you get out and it's running, you're going to hear that, right? When you lock the door and you walk away, you can also hear a beep. But you're going to hear that on the Linda Lane footage. I also think that you see flashlights on the Linda Lane footage. And right where this vehicle was parked before it went to take down the people in the band camp or the band field, it was literally parked. This car was parked literally right by where 1122 King House was. Look at these two. And don't worry, the only reason that this is blurred out for right here is because he puts down his pad and he takes that spot. So they're not trying to blur out anything. I could tell you that this guy was at home. He has his sandals on now. He did not have sandals when he was at the grub truck. The guy with the long hair.
On the side of the road, like over yonder.
Okay, where's over yonder? Are you talking up by Sunset Mart? Up the hill by the gas station?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, up the hill by the gas station. I want to see these motherfuckers on the gas station camera. You want to know why? Because this would tell us to make sure that the camera, the gas station footage is on point, that it's not off an hour, because like for whatever, or it could be off 15 minutes, 10 minutes. But I have a question for you guys. If you guys go and you look at where this cop car would have started, there's no way you see these people. Okay, they're not on the main street. These two dudes are not on the main street. So my question is I've always asked, where the fuck did this cop car come from? Did they come straight from handling the people over in Banfield? Because look, it's 3:32. Go back to the Banfield, see how much time. I've broken this down a couple different times. But they would have been over, if they would have just drove right to this area, they would have been here before 3:32 because of the time that they left Banfield. And that's why I believe that there is a chance, 100%, that this vehicle could 100% be in the 700 block of Indian Hills, because that's right where the PD is.
Why did you think it was a good idea to take a city-owned sign?
Why are you doing this if you are on if your job is to bust for drugs? Okay? If you're trying to shut down underage drinking and drugs, why in the world would you ever do this? Yeah, that's what I thought. Thank you, Mark B. 316. Yep. So 100%. It's not his sweater that's blurred out. It's a pad of paper that's about to come down. Watch. What the hell are you doing? What are you doing right here? This is not what you're undercover for. This is not what you're doing. Okay? Something is off with this to me. I don't care.
And take it back to, I'm assuming, your apartment?
Yeah, it was like falling on the side of the fucking road.
Let's go ahead and just sit down for right now, okay?
You want it?
I'll sit right there for right now.
Okay.
You got ID on you?
I do.
Get back in there. And you got ID?
I also don't, and I literally just was meeting him halfway. I wasn't there.
If you meet me halfway, right up the border. Meet me halfway. Why? Halfway from where? Do you guys know where he was coming from? The Groves. Do you know where the Groves are? Right next to the police station. Okay? He walks some girl back to the Groves. The Groves is where Cold Booger Pimpin'. That's the pool party. The Groves is right next to the police station. Literally, you have to walk like... That's a fucking hike. I wouldn't be doing that. I mean,
I met him like halfway there.
What was your goal? What was your end game?
Are you talking to me or?
With the sign.
To walk it back?
Back where?
To here.
Do you understand? Like,
I'm gonna be honest with you on this.
Sure.
right there, you see?
Right back here. That's what I was.
You see how they see how the pad went up for a second? So that was really, really important for them to blur out that pad because they knew how crazy I am, that I would have paused it and got that. But was that whatever was on that pad, they really needed out. Because normally somebody would have missed that and sent that motherfucker without that redacted.
Trying to do.
Okay.
Yep.
But see how his sweatshirt's back.
Gotcha. So that is theft.
Yep.
Okay. And for what purpose?
So that's theft.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you saw it was knocked over?
It was knocked over.
Or you just picked it up and grabbed it just because?
It was knocked over.
Okay. So you thought it'd be...
You guys, this is at the identity apartment, but where the kid was coming from, he was coming from with that sign. He dropped off a girl at the Groves, and then he walked a girl back to her apartment, and then he walked back to his apartment here, which is identity. On the way from the Groves, I didn't say that here at the Groves right here. We need to pay attention. I said that he came and he was walking back from the Groves because he dropped off a girl. He walked a girl home. And on his way back to his apartment here, which is identity, he picked up this sign that was a construction stupid fucking thing. And so stupid. But I want to know what these two cops were doing that they even saw this, because they didn't see him take it. Because listen to what the cop says.
You just take city property, take it back to your apartment, store it inside?
Just gonna bring it back. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And what's your relation to this situation?
No, I'm Rusiv. I just went to go walk and meet him because he said he was coming back, so I was like, I'll go meet up with him.
Okay. Did you say I had a sign with him?
When I got there, yeah.
All right. Let me get your info, my man. What's your last name?
Villa, V-I-L-L-A.
First name?
Hayden, H-A-Y-D-E.
And
Look at that little mark right there. Hold on.
Somebody else. In this case, the city of Moscow.
I didn't touch it. I didn't even think about the fact that he touched it. I literally just said, "What is that?" And he just goes, "Oh, I just grabbed it." I was like, "Okay." I was like, that's not my deal."
Okay. Do you live here? Yeah. Are you his roommate?
He's got a Dutch Brothers sweater too. Wait, I like when he says, like, dude, what the fuck? I didn't do this. Like, what the hell are you doing, dude?
Yep.
He wants to charge him with being a co-conspirator. Look at this shit. This is so funny to me. I'm sorry.
For what purpose?
None.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you saw it was knocked over?
It was knocked over.
Or you just picked it up and grabbed it just because?
It was knocked over.
Okay. So you thought it'd be good to just take city property, take it back to your apartment, store it inside?
Sure.
Just gonna bring it back. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Just doing stupid shit like college kids. Who
And
cares?
what's your relation to this situation?
No, I'm Rusiv. I just went to go walk and meet him because he said he was coming back, so I was like, I'll go meet up with him.
Okay. Did you say I had a sign with him?
When I got there, yeah.
All right. Let me get your info, my man. What's your last name?
Villa, V-I-L-L-A.
Can I get you on my channel, man? I want to give you props because this is some bullshit.
First name?
Hayden, H-A-Y-D-E-N.
I have no intention on taking you to jail.
Middle initial?
D.
I wasn't trying to do anything.
What happened to your head?
I was.
This? Oh, dude, weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Oh, dude, weeks ago. I don't know if that's accurate. I don't know if that's weeks ago. Looks pretty fresh, but.
Dude, I swear to God, that was 3 weeks ago. Story of my life.
You're good.
Wait, but let me ask you this. Can I ask you a question? Why is he so... Who cares if it happened an hour ago? Who cares if it happened an hour ago? Think about that. That's what my problem is with it. Is why can't he say that it just happened an hour ago? He feels that he can't say that. He feels that he can't say that would have just happened. Okay. it's about prior knowledge that this kid has of something that would have just taken place and that he doesn't want to, like, I hit my head back 3 weeks ago, or like he has to get it out there to make it. It's like, this didn't just happen. Well, who cares if it did? Who the fuck cares if it just happened? But why does he think that he can't have it just have happened? Isn't that wild? Think about that. And then on the type of night that this would have been, which is 4 people are murdered, and he jumps to the, I can't have you thinking that this happened to me an hour ago. And I think that that's what it is for me. It's more of just like who cares if it would have happened an hour ago or 30 minutes ago or 4 hours ago or 10 hours ago or 3 weeks ago. Who cares? The guy asked what happened to your head. He didn't say when did that happen to your head. You know?
Date of birth?
Yep. 2001.
Oh, so
Yep.
Okay. And for what purpose?
When I got there, yeah.
All right. Let me get your info, my man. What's your last name?
Villa, Villa.
First name?
Hayden. Hayden.
I have no intention of taking you to jail.
Middle initial?
D.
I wasn't trying to do anything.
What happened to your head?
I was.
This? Oh, dude, weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Oh, dude, I swear to God, that was 3 weeks ago. Story of my life.
You're good. Date of birth?
Yep.
He didn't answer the question. What happened to your head? Oh, dude, this like 3 weeks ago. I mean, okay, but and then talk about a shitty cop move. He can't even come back and say, okay, but I didn't ask you when it happened. I asked how did it happen? And so Rosie's over there. He doesn't even know how to pivot out of anything. I think it's so obvious why this investigation is so fucked up.
2001.
Oh, so you are 21.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm 21. I wasn't.
You got a driver's license?
Not on me, dude.
What's in general? You have
Not on me, dude. I just came from my bed.
a driver's license?
Yeah.
What state's it through?
Idaho.
Idaho. Okay.
No, I literally just, he told me to come back. I went and met up with him, just walking back because I like to walk around at night. Like.
But you knew you had to sign with him?
Once I got there, yeah. And I got there, I was like, what the fuck? And he's like, oh, I just grabbed this. Like, okay, I'm not gonna argue with it. Like.
You were okay with that?
Okay, but I'm not gonna be like, yo, like.
You didn't say no to it, though.
Yeah, but like, what do you want me to do? Like, you think I'm gonna be like, oh, fucking go put that back?
He
Like,
didn't know that I had it until he saw me there.
But once he saw you with it, he had no issue with you. You had no issue with him taking city property?
dude, I didn't think, dude, if you think
I'm not his mom.
I thought that much of it, I didn't think that much into it. I literally would just went and met up with the kid.
I think he has great answers for this stuff, though.
I mean, whether it's a sign, whether it's, speed limit sign, mile poster sign.
No, I get that.
It's not yours. It costs money and you're taking it from somebody else. In this case, the city of Moscow.
I didn't touch it. I didn't even think about the fact that you touched it. I literally just said, what is that? And you just said, oh, I just grabbed it. I was like, okay. I was like, that's not my deal.
Okay. Do you live here?
Yeah.
Are you his roommate or anything?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, man. Hang tight. Moscow 77, check one. Last of Via, Victor Ida Lincoln Adam. First of Hayden, Henry Adam Young, David Edward Nora, Mel D David, DOB is
I get it. You're gonna look at me like that. I get why you get like I get the whole deal. I just
okay. How much you guys had to drink tonight?
Huh? Me personally, I went to the bar. I just came back here. I've been back here for.
Who cares? Stop talking. You don't have to answer anything. Anytime you guys are ever in this situation, do not answer the questions. Please, I wanna help here. Don't answer anything that he has to ask. Don't ask. Doesn't matter what he's asking you here. Do not answer. Here's my name. I have nothing else to say. Period. You don't even have to give him that.
A couple hours. I haven't even drink for a while.
asking me what the fuck I had to drink. What the fuck did you have to drink?
Copy.
Do not talk. Okay, it's your right. All right. Do you think that they're trying to help you here? They ain't trying to help you. They're trying to fuck you, get you in trouble. Do not say a word. Ask them how their girlfriend
I can smell the alcohol in you, and I'm assuming he's been drinking as well.
Who cares? Who cares if he gets on alcohol?
I would imagine. I was at a different bar.
Okay.
But
Where were you at?
I was at Corner Club for a while, went to Mingles, and then came back here.
Okay. Sounds good.
But no, I got back a while ago. I was playing video games, and he's like, "Oh, I'm coming back." So I was like, "I'll go meet up with him."
Yeah, you don't need to tell him any of this shit.
I have not drank since I got back to the apartment.
Who cares?
Sounds good. Well, since he was the one with the sign, and see what Officer Tesdall wants to do.
It's none of his business what you were doing.
We're gonna
None
do
of
our
it was his business what the fuck you were doing. This type of shit pisses me off.
But no, I got back a while ago. I was playing video games, and he's like, "Oh, I'm coming back." So I was like, "I'll go meet up with him." I have not drank since I got back to the apartment.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, since he was the one with the sign, and see what Officer Tesdall wants to do.
That guy has not taken out his hand at all.
Yeah.
Okay, now this is my favorite part. This is my favorite fucking part, guys. You guys ready?
What do you say? He said he was out drinking. This buddy was out drinking somewhere else. He walked back. He's been playing video games this whole time. He's sticking with the story that he had no idea this guy had a sign, or that he knew the guy had a sign, but he was very blatant about the fact that once he got there, he saw his friend had a sign, didn't think anything more of it, and was like, "Do, okay." So, maybe anything with him? Him? Yeah. I mean, like, what's it? Petty theft? Yeah, for that guy. If you're going to charge him, I mean, complicity or what's the term they use over here? Accomplice.
What's the term they use over here?
Accomplice. So he basically.
They are talking about giving this guy a ticket about being an accomplice to taking a sign. They do all of this. They do all of this to literally drop these charges for nothing. The fuck is going on? You know?
With him walking up and then being like, we're walking back.
Well, if you don't get him those, I'll get this guy a second look.
Okay. Hayden is, Is your guy 21?
Wait.
Good.
But no.
His buddy was out drinking somewhere else. He walked back. He's been playing video games this whole time. He's sticking with the story that he had no idea this guy had a sign, or that he knew the guy had a sign, but he was very blatant about the fact that once he got there, he saw his friend had a sign, didn't think anything more of it, and was like, "Do, okay." So, maybe anything with him? Him? Yeah. I mean, like, what's it? Petty theft? Yeah, for that guy. If you're going to charge him, I mean, complicity or what's the term they use over here? Accomplice. So he basically didn't assist him in taking it, but he also made no effort to stop him. I think it's pretty weak in terms of charging him. But that being said, with him admitting he picked it up, took him, I don't think I'd do anything with this guy over here. I'd probably cut him. Yeah. If they were walking together and both grabbed it and both took off, I'd go a different route. But with him walking up and then being like, we're walking back.
Well, if you don't get him those, I'll get this guy a second look.
Okay.
Priceless.
Hayden is,
Great.
Is your guy 21? All right, Hayden, you're free to go. You can head back inside. Yeah. You're just going to hang out a bit. You're going to get a citation for theft, so.
Okay.
You're going to get a citation for theft, but don't worry. Don't worry. We're going to drop it in a week. Holy shit. You guys, look at.
Do you want me to take it back?
Once we're done here, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you want me to take it back to like falling down where I found it, or?
You mean like put it down on the ground?
Go. I'll leave it up to you to make an adult choice. You're an adult.
Okay.
Take it up, stand it up, if you can, to near where you found it. If you're unable to stand it up near where you found it, at least set it on the sidewalk.
So you want him to keep the stolen property? You're giving me a ticket. You can deal with your fucking stolen property. Here you go. Shut up your fucking ass.
Because it's a sidewalk close.
I'm not gonna throw in the road, I promise.
Okay.
How much does the citation go for?
How much is this gonna cost me? Because I really gotta drink tomorrow night.
Right now for this,
It's gonna depend. It's gonna depend. So.
I'm really sorry for this, by the way.
Yeah. What this seems
It's just I don't know.
unnecessary and needless.
It really is. I know. I feel bad about it right now, especially now.
Were you trying to be funny? Like what?
It was all.
Were you trying to be funny? No, he's being serious. He really wants that sign. He needs it.
Funny. It was not like I'm trying to like steal this and keep it up in our house.
Okay.
I told him it probably would have ended up out here eventually, and we didn't want to do that.
All right. Well, taking city property, there's kind of no other way to cut it. It's very black and white. It's theft. So.
Yeah,
that being said, you owning it and being honest about it, it goes a long way for you.
I'm really trying to be honest right now.
You a student?
Yes.
What year?
Senior.
Senior?
Yep.
Okay. So I don't even need to go over you should have known better. You've had the cop talks with our campus officers. Like,
many times, yep.
Yeah, this one's on you, bud.
Oh, I know it. I know it.
What's your degree in?
Secondary ed.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, he's about to be a teacher. You're about to screw him up.
Yep.
You got any jobs lined up after school?
Sure do.
I do.
Where at?
Clark Ford.
Oh, really?
Idaho.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. You know where that is?
I know the general area, but I've never been there. So.
It's a really cool place. My dad taught there.
Oh, really?
Okay, can I ask you a question real quick?
Sure.
How'd you guys know?
No.
Thank you. This is the best part. How did you guys know? Okay, so this is really important. How did you guys know? Can I ask you a question? This is amazing. Oh, he's definitely still a teacher. He definitely got his job because this went bye-bye. He didn't get charged. How did you guys know? Exactly, that's my question. How did you guys know that I even have this fucking thing? You guys were nowhere to be you guys weren't around when I took it, okay? So how did you guys know that I took this? Let's hear what he says. And he dodges the fuck out of it.
What?
That I did that. You drive by and see it?
Yeah.
Or...
Let me.
I'm just wondering.
Let me preface this by how many drinks you had tonight.
What does that have anything to do with anything? How many drinks have you? Listen to this fucking idiot right here. Rosie, let me preface this by this. How many drinks have you had? What the fuck? What does that have anything to do with anything? When anybody answers a question with a question that's a cop, I'm sorry, just no reason to talk. Just stop.
How many beers you had tonight? Like quite a few. You're not.
Like I just asked you this, and now you're going to start asking me about how many beers I've had. No, I asked you a question. I asked you, where'd you come from?
We're getting in trouble for it.
It's not like quite a few. No, I know. I'm 21. I can drink.
No, it's fine.
But, probably like 7 total, I guess.
Yeah.
But he's perfectly. You guys, he is perfectly fine. He's not drunk. Okay, he's not fucking stumbling, falling over. He clearly carried that sign all the way this way. Okay, and didn't fall over and fuck his face up or break his dick or what. Rosie just doesn't want to answer that question, and it's a really important question, especially today, since we know that literally people were murdered. Where were you? How did you know that I even had this? What were you doing? Look at where this guy was walking. They were walking on this sidewalk right here. How did he see? How did he see him with this sign? He didn't see him take it. Okay.
Wise, I don't know. No.
Yep. So you're fine.
I'm not too fucked up to where I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Let me tell you from our point of view. It's almost 4 o'clock in the morning.
It really is. I walked the girl home from the bar.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's a Saturday night.
I know.
Kids are out everywhere. We see 2 people.
Kids are out everywhere. Thank you so much. If Ann Taylor does not use this to legit say that there was kids out everywhere, right here, it's almost 4 o'clock in the morning. There's kids out everywhere.
People that look like college kids are carrying a sign that we know belongs to the city because it says sidewalk closed, use other side here, and has DOT tape on it. Yep. Walking not towards the direction where sidewalk work was just done, but from that direction towards the apartments. It's enough reason for us to stop and talk to you about it because it looks like you're stealing a city sign. So it was not a whole lot of detective work. It was just, well,
So you just saw me right here on the sidewalk here? Like when, I mean.
pretty out of place, but not a whole lot more to it than that.
What's your name?
Nate
What's your last name?
Rosendahl.
Oh, okay. You know a Paul? Like last name Paul?
What's his first name?
I couldn't tell you. My friend, the one that you just let go,
Yeah.
he's talking to this girl, Katie Paul.
Okay.
Paul. Trooper Paul. Shit, shut up. Trooper Paul. Do you know?
Last name Paul here, apparently, is her brother, older brother.
Okay.
I was wondering if you knew him. No?
Doesn't ring a bell. Should I know him?
Maybe? I mean, like, apparently he's a cop here. Apparently. That's what I've heard. So, I was wondering.
I mean, like here in the area or here for Moscow PD?
Here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
See how he says, oh, here in the area or Moscow PD? I'm telling you, this little undercover stuff, I don't think that it was put together in Moscow Police Department. I don't.
You know how old he is?
I wish I really knew, but he's probably like 25, 26, something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you look very formidable about your job right now. I'm appreciating that.
What do you mean by that?
Well, like most cops normally, I feel like around U of I, they kind of like let shit go half the time.
Yeah.
Cops around you. So he's like saying like U of I cops let shit go. Who are you? I don't even know who you are. Like, I would love to know who this kid thinks stopped him. Like, no wonder everybody's like, oh, they get you guys new cars or something. Like, who are you people? Like, who are you? We've never seen you before.
I think.
Have you been here before?
He's like, have you been here?
Have you been here?
Yeah.
Like to identity?
Yeah.
I mean, for other calls and stuff, but not for this.
Last year we had like so many noise complaints because the girl above us was always calling the cops on us for being loud.
Yeah.
And like, the cops were always super chill about it. Like, just coming here and like, hey, be quiet.
He has to shut it down. He's like, I'm done. He cuts it off. He doesn't want to talk. He doesn't want this. I mean, literally he cuts the body cam. So, all right, guys, that ruined our fun. But yeah, on that note, way more questions than answers with this case. But take that to the bank right there. The cop said it. We got kids out here all over the place. It's about 4:00. There's kids everywhere. And we see y'all with a sign. Okay. But you're not out here to stop kids with signs. You're out here for drinking and drugs and stuff like that. So, I mean, what are you doing? What are you doing? So I'm curious if this was Moscow and the Latah County Sheriff's Department like working together for like this little undercover thing. So, but either way, you slice and dice it. Rosendahl, he's gonna have to take the stand, and maybe he's gonna say, "Well, I was just bullshitting that kid. There was really nobody out. It was a dead night." But I was just telling him that because we're allowed to say whatever we want to kids. But I'd put Rosie on the stand and I'd ask him about this. And ask him, oh, there was kids all over the place. And you guys were out there till 4:00 in the morning, right? Where'd you go after that? You know? Because when this ends here, it's at 3:42, you guys. And this pretty much gets shut down here right after. That's enough time to get on over to you know where, right? Just letting you guys know that. So if that's all I got to say. All right, guys, until next time, please, on your way out, thumbs it up, thumbs it down. You're going to have an opinion. Make yourself known. Those of you guys who got little ones in school, have the best first days this week, whatever grade it is that you guys are rocking. And I will be back tomorrow night same time. I'll try to be here at 9:30 instead of 10. But thank you. Again, on your way out, thumbs it up, thumbs it down. You got an opinion, make yourself known.
We begin with breaking news out of North Idaho.
Just a moment ago, Moscow police confirmed 4 people were found dead in a home.
Xana Kernodle. Ethan Chapin. Madison Logan. So Haley Goncalves. They shared everything. They came here together. They eventually get into the same apartment together. And in the end, they died together.